Hello, this is Warlord 12, and today I need to talk about the problems with the new PlayStation app for the PS5 and PS4 and, like the PlayStation Store. So I need to say this to you, PlayStation, that this app is stupid. This new app that you have, you could have gave us a better app than this. I'll go over that later. But the problem with this app is that basically you're only able to review games if you own the game. And people are saying, oh, this is a good thing because of review bombing. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's like if a game sucks, a game sucks. If people don't like a certain game, people don't like a certain game. It's just like, what I'm also saying is, you see Jedi Survivor over here? I don't own Jedi Survivor, but I already know that the game is garbage. Why? Because I've already seen gameplay of the game. Like, the game is choppy. The game has bad choreography. The game is, what I'm saying? It's just like, this game is too clunky. So I already know that the game is bad. And it's just another rehash of the same type of Disney character that Disney wants, which is why I already know the game is bad. Then you have Final Fantasy over here. This game was bad when it comes to the graphics. See, I don't own Final Fantasy, right? But even though I don't own that Final Fantasy game, I still know the game is bad. Why? Because it's just like the graphics for the game is just terrible. Like when it comes to like the hair and stuff like that for characters like Sephiroth, Square Enix just did a terrible job when it came to graphics for that game. But some of the gameplay is good, I could say that much. But a lot of the cutscene stuff, they did a bad job on that, and I have to be honest with that. And then now look at One Piece Odyssey, right? How do I know One Piece Odyssey is a bad game when I haven't played it? Because I've already seen gameplay of the game. I've already seen enough of the game. We live in a day and age now where people can look at walkthroughs from video games and look at other pro gamers playing certain video games to know if a game's good or bad or not. You know what I'm saying? So with One Piece Odyssey, the graphics for that game is just terrible when it comes to cutscenes as well. If you want to talk about gameplay, the graphics are it's still bad. Like maybe some graphics for like some special moves are decent, but a lot of the stuff is just bad in that game. And I already reviewed One Piece Odyssey. That's a bad game. To be honest, it's just not. It's what I'm saying. I gave that game like what I believe a 6 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So that it should already the game already speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Now I need to say this for Koei Tecmo, right? For Dynasty Warriors 9. I own Dynasty Warriors 9, but I don't own Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. But because I know how the game plays from the game before Empires, I already know it's a bad game because the combat mechanics, because it's auto, it's as bad as Shinobi Striker when it comes to what's it called, the tracking for the auto combos and stuff like that. Is just like the game forces you to veer off into dashing towards certain like other enemies and stuff like that you're not even trying to lock on to, or you're not even trying to be fixated to for doing combos. So it actually it messes up and disrupts your your fluid combos and stuff like that. It just ruins your combos. It's just like if I played Tony Hawk and I tried to do a combo and I just fly off into I'm saying like to an NPC when I wasn't even trying to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about you have good control. You have what I'm saying, like you have clutch when it comes to doing combos and stuff like that, and like you just veer off out of nowhere to wherever. You know what I'm saying? Stupid stuff like that. Even then for Dynasty Warriors Empires, what I'm saying? I've already seen gameplay of the game, so I already know some of the good stuff and some of the bad stuff. There are some good things about Dynasty Warriors Empires, but the combat mechanics, they need to fix that. If they make another Dynasty Warriors game, they need to fix their combat mechanics. So my point is, PlayStation and anyone else who's listening, you mean to tell me if I play a demo, right, that I can't even review a game if I played the demo? So if I don't own the game, right, but if I played the demo, you mean to tell me I still can't make a review? Like, yo, come on, bro. But either way, is like I said, if the game sucks, the game sucks. You know what I'm saying? There is no trying to hide. You know what I'm saying? There's no trying to manipulate the reviews or what have you, or try to gatekeep reviews. You know what I'm saying? People know if a game's bad or not just from looking at gameplay. Now, PlayStation, the reason why I have this particular photo in the background is just to give you another example of what you could have gave, us PlayStation users for, a new app. You could have gave us a brand new live streaming app. You know what I'm saying? Some people are asking, what's that? I mean, as in, say I just play whatever video game I'm playing, right? And not only am I able to play my own music, right? I could also play music on live streams. Like they could have gave us PlayStation could have gave us an app where we could live stream our own, like whatever music that we were playing, right, for whatever game we're playing. See what I'm saying? They could have made it just easily accessible to anyone who plays on the PS5 or PS4 or what have you. You know what I'm saying? That's a better app idea than this review app because, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so monotonous. But like I said, back to the app stuff. That's what PlayStation could have gave us. You know what I'm saying? A long time now. Easy app. And I'm not talking about using Spotify and all these other music apps because, like, to be honest, like Spotify is garbage. I have to say this because, look, why are you paying $10 or $15 a month to play music when you can get an MP3 player and play music as long as you want to, whenever you want to? You know what I'm saying? Like longevity, but it's not just that. It's like you pay for it one time and you play your favorite song anytime you want. You know what I'm saying? Why is that so hard for PlayStation to allow you to download your own music from your own MP3 player or from your own flash drive? You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid stuff like that. And there's no excuses because PlayStation, you allowed us to do stuff like this with the PS3. So there's no excuses, right? But not only that, when we talk about playing your own music for live streaming and things like that, they really could make it easily accessible, things like that. But of course, if they did, they'd probably try to be like, oh, well, you got to use Spotify if you want to play your own music. Like, see, here's the problem with Spotify. Spotify doesn't have all the music that you want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to listen to some outlandish music or some music that was from like YouTube or whatever, some other website, music that's actually good or amazing or phenomenal, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to see music like that on Spotify because they don't want you to listen to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously it has to do with the money. They don't want you to listen to real music. A lot of the stuff in the music industry, when it comes to things like Spotify, like all that stuff, like they want you to listen to music that's subliminal messages. Now there's music on there that isn't like that, but for the majority, that's what they want you to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like why would I want to pay $10 or $15 for your hot garbage when I could just use my own iPod or MP3 player? You get what I'm saying? Or I could use a PC or a computer to play my own music. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really try to get you to pay for something that was already free in the first place. And that's just like YouTube. That's just like YouTube. You try to get people to pay for stuff that people already had access to for free. Or they buy it and it's already a lifetime for them. You know what I'm saying? When they buy certain things, they don't have to keep on making payments. Like, YouTube, you need to get it together. I don't know who's in charge. Like, I hope for in the future, whoever's going to be in charge, they need to stop this stuff, man. You need to stop trying to overcharge people for things or charging people for things that was already free in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about, people want to use excuses like, oh, get a job or, you know what I'm saying, or you're bummed. Like, no, there are people like us who have money and things like that and who have a job, and we're just tired of getting ripped off. We're tired of people acting like we don't know what they're doing. We're tired of acting like people think that, oh, we have stupid written on their forehead. That's what we're getting sick and tired of. You know what I'm saying? We're getting sick and tired of acting like we don't know like they think that we don't know what's going on. Stuff like that. We don't like being insulted. That's the bottom line. That's the main thing right there. So now going into what I was talking about, see, for another example, I don't own the video game Starfield, right? Even though I don't own this game, I already knew before this game even came out with trailers, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I should say, before this game came out with gameplay videos and stuff like that, I already knew this game was bad. I already knew this game wasn't for me. I already knew this game it just wasn't for me. So with this, like I said, the main top reason what makes this game garbage is because of pronouns. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you already know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into all that. It's just like, come on, bro. Now, other than Starfield, another game that I want to talk about that's a bad game without me even playing it is The Last of Us 2. I already knew this game was garbage too. The Last of Us 1 was fine, but number 2, no, people don't like that game, man. It's just like, you already know why. Now I'm going to say this because, like, of course, when it comes to homosexuality, now, of course, you want to sit there and use the excuse and try to say, oh, you're heterophobic. If you get to say that someone's being heterophobic, then I get to say what you're doing is being a lithophobic. You're being a lithophobic if that's the case. If you're going to try and go down that route, you know what I'm saying? If you want to play games with people, let's play some games. You know what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of us, we're not putting up with this stuff anymore. We're not playing these dumb games anymore with people. You know what I'm saying? We're not falling for these tricks anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you want to go down that route, you're a lithophobic. You're afraid of people who tell the truth about stuff like this. Now, the only reason, like what I'm saying is about this game, why I brought this game up in the first place, because this game gets no special treatment. You know what I'm saying? People talk about equality. I said, look, for what people don't like about certain video games, I said this game gets no special treatment. You know what I'm saying? If you put certain things in the game and you know you shouldn't have put it in the game in the first place, you know what I'm saying? That's on you. That's your fault. So what I'm saying is, whatever you put in your video game, it's also gonna go into the review. If you didn't want something to go into a review, you shouldn't have put it in the video game in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Now, other people have already been talking about that as well. That, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want it to be reviewed, then don't put it in the video game in the first place. You know, plain and simple. But what I need to talk about that, you know, why I brought up Last of Us 2 is just like, because I want to make sure I make something very clear since I'm saying this on YouTube, that, you know, YouTube, you always sit there talking about, you actually, making it look like you actually care about gamers, making your little commercials and everything like you actually care, right? No, you know how I know you don't care about gamers, YouTube? Because why, you know, so here's the thing. If you have to delete someone's comment just because someone says that they're not buying a game because of homosexuality, you know what I'm saying? That obviously it's not for them. Just like Apex Legends, because it's full of characters like that, full of LGBTQ stuff. So what I'm saying is just like, it's like if the person didn't cuss or say anything that was just, you know, vulgar or anything like that, and they just said, you know, I'm not buying this game because of, you know, this transgender stuff or homosexual stuff, you know what I'm saying? Why are you deleting someone's comment for it? And that's obvious. You don't want people to know the truth. But it's other than that, it's just like I said. Because when it comes to real gaming and real gamers, we don't put up with stuff like that. So for you to say that you actually care about the gamers is a huge insult. And I'm going to let you know that coming from a real gamer. You know, like, you're insulting people, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to act like you're trying to talk about something that you don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, YouTube, if you're going to say that you actually care about gamers and stuff like that, all I'm going to say is, I would suggest that you do your research on gaming and gamers in general when it comes to the history of gaming. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say about that. You know what I'm saying? I have to talk more about you, YouTube, because you've been getting out of hand now. Now, because when we also talk about, you said you care about gamers, or in general that you care about YouTubers. No, you don't care about YouTubers or gamers. You know how I know you don't care about YouTubers or gamers? Because now you're trying to charge people for making videos when it comes to, like, you're trying to, basically what you're trying to do is, you're trying to charge people to have commercials on their own video. So whatever commercial it is on their video, you're trying to charge them to put a commercial on the person's video. So here's the thing here. A lot of us, including me, we don't care about commercials. We don't like commercials. You know what I'm saying? Commercials are literally like the back end of a joke, basically. You know what I'm saying? commercials are laughed at. You know what I'm saying? So for you to even try and say that you actually care about the YouTubers and gamers, that's even, like I said, again, another insult. When a lot of us don't even care for commercials, and you have the nerve to try and charge people for commercials in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't care about gamers, you don't care about YouTubers. You only care about your precious, how was it again? For one of the main top things that you only care about, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You only care about your precious advertisers. Like I said, this is what I mean by you don't care about gamers or YouTubers in general, or even streamers. So, you know, like I said, I had to bring this to your attention because you've been getting way out of hand on your platform. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm also talking about not just a PlayStation and you know what I'm saying, trying to get people to pay for, you know, stuff like Spotify and things like that. Like oh, YouTube Music, that it was already free to begin with without commercials. Now you're trying to get people to pay for that. I'm like I said, I'll just buy an MP3 player, pay $30 one time, and never have to keep making payments. Do you get what I'm talking about? I get like 80 gigabytes or 120 gigabytes, and I'm already set to go. You get what I'm saying, right? YouTube, and then you're like, you know, oh, ad free on YouTube. You know, when it comes to not having ads, I'll just download an app, right? Adblocker. Oh, but you'll try to stop that by, oh, well, we'll ask you on like a little app for stopping Adblocker. We'll stop you from doing that with a little pop-ups that say, oh, please turn off your Adblocker. No, I'm not turning off my Adblocker. You know what I'm saying? See, now I'm going to say this, YouTube. Who are you to tell me or anyone to turn off our ad blocker? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to tell me to turn off my own app or my ad blocker when I use ad blocker to stop, ads? Because I already know what ads are all about in the first place. What ads are all about is when it comes to subliminal messages. That's what a lot of ads are for. You know what I'm saying? It's just another way to control people and manipulate people. This is what the government has been doing. Tell you when to eat, tell you when to drink something, so tell you when to go to bed, tell you when to do this, tell you when to do that. It's just like, it's becoming to a point where it's just like, okay, mom, that type of stuff. Like, YouTube, you have gone overboard with commercials. And it's just like, in general, it's just like, it's just like in life when you unplug from something, right? That that something that has been bad for you and bad for your health, you know what I'm saying? You just wake up and you're just like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. It's just like when someone stops doing cigarettes, they're like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're going to try and tell me to turn off my ad blocker. I said, okay, I could turn my ad blocker off, but here's the thing. When you try to force me to watch your commercials, you know what I'm saying? You know what I do? If I can't use my ad blocker, I turn the video off. So you know what happens after that? That means not only is the person who made the video is losing views, but now people aren't seeing your advertisement. So you're also losing money. You get what I'm saying? So when you keep on trying to force commercials on people, you're also not making any money because people are going to click off the video and say, no, you're not going to force that ad in my face. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real here. Oh, speaking of music, right? Since I'm on the subject when it comes to music, you know what I'm saying? YouTube, you want to stop people. So what you're trying to do now is YouTube is that you're trying to demonetize people because they might cuss or cuss too much. Oh, okay. So what about when celebrities have their own music on YouTube, right? So, I'm talking about when celebrities are talking about vulgar stuff in their music, and they're just cussing up a storm in their music, or rappers, or whatever music artist. So, are you gonna, what's the best way to put it here for what you're not gonna do to a YouTuber, what you're gonna do to a YouTuber, but what you're not gonna do to a celebrity, right? Because you're gonna give a celebrity special treatment, for obvious reasons, right? So, what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, you won't demonetize, someone who is a celebrity, but you'll demonetize a YouTuber in a heartbeat, or a gamer on YouTube in a heartbeat. But you won't do that to a celebrity, bro, because you're trying to be, you know, saying family friendly and all this stuff, but that, not other than just family friendly, you know, there's YouTube Kids for a reason, so you have no excuses. And even then, it's still also about the advertisers anyway. But you know, like I said, you're gonna tell the nerve to tell people, you know, they can only curse a certain amount of times, but you're gonna let a celebrity do it anytime they want to, you know, 24/7 on their music videos or their songs that they have, especially with your YouTube music. YouTube, you need to get that trash out of here. I'm gonna tell you straight up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us were not putting up with this stuff, man. I'm calling you out because you want to do all this other garbage. You know what I'm saying? You know, seriously, man. You know, with all the stuff I talked about, it really needs to stop. Same thing with you, PlayStation. With all the stuff that I already mentioned about you, you need to stop, man. You've been going way overboard with these overprices and stuff like that. $120 for PlayStation Plus. Like, you're trying to make us pay for $120 for a bunch of garbage and trash. And what I'll give you like a little bit of an example, because I want to make a real video on that. So what I'm saying is, for even you PlayStation, for how you're trying to overcharge people, I said, like, see, here's the thing. Now, it's like, okay, you're trying to say, oh, we're going to charge you $120 or $80 for a whole year for PlayStation Plus just because you're giving us free games. I said, here's the thing. A lot of those free games are being taken off the PlayStation Store. So it's kind of like, to me, it's like, wait, so you're overcharging us because you're giving us free games, but at the same time, those same free games that some of us liked or or probably like the only reason why we're getting PlayStation Plus, and then when you don't have those games anymore, you're still good. You're trying to overcharge us, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, specific games that we actually enjoy and like you know, AAA games and stuff like that. And when you take those games out to PlayStation Store, you still expect us to keep paying for your overprices, right? Now, that, you know what I'm saying, that should already tell you more than enough, PlayStation, that you really need to do better. That you really need to stop this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're doing is preposterous. It's just ridiculous, man. Now, obviously, when we talk about all these pricing for like $8 a year, all this other stuff, see, another thing is, you expect me to pay all this money, right? And you have the nerve to do this to the gamers and anyone who's just, you know, even casual people, when you give us a trash controller like the PS5 controller. When I mean trash, I'm talking about the stick drift. And even other than the stick drift, I'm talking about the internal parts when it comes to like the haptic feedback and rumble features and stuff like that. And they break on you within what, 5 to 6 months? PlayStation, you're capping. PlayStation, you need to stop, man. Even if you try to use the excuse, well, we have a $200 PS5 controller, but you have to replace the modules. And you say that you didn't fix stick drift, you just made it where you just switched the modules. And even then, just like how you went up on the prices for the PlayStation Plus, how do we know you're not going to go up on the prices for the removable thumbsticks? Because PlayStation, you're greedy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you know that right now. Like, I know a lot of people know that you're greedy, but I want to make sure that I say it to you so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because, like I said, we're not putting up with this stuff anymore. And hopefully I will make a video. If I get a chance to, hopefully, if I'm able to, I will make another video, but a full video on the problems with your company, PlayStation. Because I want to make sure I expose some things about your company and, all your greedy tactics, all the things that you're doing, and you expect us to pay all this money. I need to say that you need to stop, man. Now, other than that, before I go, close out on this, I need to talk about, Starfield. Like, people want to say, oh, you're just only saying that Starfield sucks because of the pronouns. And I'm like, it's not just the pronouns. It's just like, Starfield is basically like No Man's Sky. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like an empty promise. It's just like making it look like, oh, you get to go and, look around, get to sightsee and everything like this, and like you're gonna explore this big planet, but it's just like a linear path. You know what I'm saying? So for anyone that wants to try and use any excuses that you can, because I'm telling you that a game that you like is actually bad, you know what I'm saying? It's just like other people are going to tell you that the game is, or a certain game is bad, or they don't like a certain video game. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really need to say about this. It's just like, look, the game is bad. You know, if you don't like me here saying that, then I don't know what else to tell you. But other than that, you know, this is Warlord 12, and I'm out.